Today, I would like to share with you a tool that may surprise many of you. Well, we all know about Catholic rosaries. We have a grandma who had one. We have an uncle who always had it by his bedside. But it might be new to hear that there are Protestant prayer beads. Several months ago, the Power Prayer Group started a book review, and the book was called A Bead and a Prayer, A Beginner's Guide to Protestant Prayer Beads by Kristen E. Vincent. And this is the book right here. It's very well loved. And what an eye-opening journey it was. Miss Vincent gave a wonderful history of prayer beads starting from Old Testament right up until the 1980s, when a Protestant group reversed what Calvin and Martin Luther did in the 1500s. And they reversed and found to revive the meaning and the use of prayer beads. We all started off a little weary of the idea of prayer beads for Protestants. I mean, was it really okay for us Methodists to have, use, and carry around a modified version of a rosary? Were we breaking the rules? The answer is a resounding no. In fact, by the time we had made our beads and did the exercises in the book, we were so moved by the experience that we wanted to let others know about this amazing tool available to use in one's prayer life. Well, we got together and we gathered together and we picked our beads. And we picked them out, and everybody got to pick the bead that spoke to them or felt good in their hands. And we made a pile of beads to follow Miss Vincent's instructions on how to make the small Protestant prayer beads. It starts with a cross, and then we added a bead that Miss Vincent called the inventory bead. And after that, there was a loop of 33, very significant, beads, 4 large beads that form a cruciform, and 4 groups of 7 beads between them. We then ended with a resurrection bead, and when you put it all together, it formed a small circle. And let me show you what the beads look like. This is one I made for myself, and we made several of them. As you can tell, they're not as large as a rosary. They can be made of wood, they can be made of stone, they can be made of any kind of bead that speaks to you. They're small, and they only are vaguely resemblant of a rosary. So we made our prayer beads, but the next step was to learn how to use these new tools. And the answer is that there are many, many ways to use these beads. Most importantly is the way that works for you. Miss Vincent, in her book, offers so many ways to use the beads, and she starts simply by asking you to hold them. Hold them and use each bead to intentionally speak to God. There are suggestions in the book for making the 4 big beads represent a Sunday of the week and the 7 small beads for each day in between. Well, after doing the prayer examples given to us, we each found that the bead chain we had made was a dynamic and helpful way to confidently speak to God, without that sometimes nagging sense that we don't know quite what to say or where to start. And I will tell you that most of us now carry them in our pockets, purses, and leave them by our beds as a way to seamlessly move into prayer. I would love to share this amazing prayer aid with anyone who is interested. I would also like to see a group formed To learn about the prayer beads, go through the book and find out what an amazing tool this is. May God bless you and all around you. Amen.